What's up, motherfucklies? It's me, Deathmatch Guy. We're here for another movie review. Today we're doing Howard the Duck. This film was in 1986. It's old, it's a classic, but it's good. For those of you who are watching this, you may not have heard of Howard the Duck. You need to check it out. It's really awesome. Those of you who are about my age, we remember Howard the Duck, and he was awesome. He's still awesome. We need a part 2 of Howard the Duck. Science fiction movies in the 1980s pretty much were cheesy, and they sucked. Howard the Duck here, it was ahead of its time. They were using new technology. They were using new things, as far as makeup goes, and lasers, and a whole bunch of stupid shit. But it was awesome, right? So, check this out. We are going to highlight some really, really good scenes in this. And of course, we're going to highlight some bad scenes or some things that didn't quite fit yet. But we'll get into that later on, and I will let you know when that comes upon. So, further ado, let's do Howard the fucking Today. I've got a special guest helping me out with this review. He's a youngster. He's cool. He is Little Red. Now, he's a fiery type, but I guarantee you, he will entertain you just right under as much as I can entertain you. So, without further ado, come on, Little Red. Let's check this movie out.
Alright. Golly. What's up, Deathmatch Guy?
That's your intro.
Yes.
Golly, that's your intro.
Yes, sir.
This kid's something.
Yeah, I'm something, I guess you could say that.
Alright, well, look, we're going to watch this movie. I'm going to teach him something about entertainment and how to, a proper intro. But let's get into this movie. Check it out. You know how it goes. I'm going to highlight the good stuff. I'm definitely going to highlight the bad things. But I've seen this movie a dozen times or more, and there's not much I can highlight that's bad. But let's see this time if we can get some bad stuff in there. So, alright, let's check it out.
What? Oh no, it's a quake! Hey, I can't get up! Ah, what is going on here?
Casey, did you hear something?
Oh! Wow!
Opening scene, guys. All right. So far, so good. All right. He's coming home from work. I love the duck theme things going on in his little world. Fantastic. There's a lot of things that are like Easter eggs, no pun intended. Then everything starts shaking around, and he gets sucked into this wormhole type thingamajig. What's your take on that?
My take is, he's a duck. He gets sucked out into space, and you would think, to breathe you need a spacesuit or something to breathe out in space. But for some reason, he's just sucked out in a wormhole with no spacesuit on, no breather, nothing to... So somehow ducks can breathe in space. That makes sense, I guess. You think that'll happen if we got sucked in a wormhole? You think we would be able to breathe out in space like that?
If we got sucked into a wormhole, we would just suck up and just into nothing. But you gotta think though, this is the multiverse, right?
Yeah.
Things are backwards, and so maybe there is oxygen out in Duckville, wherever the fuck he's from, right? So,
Whatever.
But let's just keep watching to see where he ends up. All right, I've got to highlight this scene right here, right? As a kid, it was fun, it was entertaining, but now I'm older and a lot more intelligent and know how things work. He's entering the atmosphere through a wormhole, right? He came from space. We just talked about how he couldn't breathe in space, so
At least you shouldn't be able to.
right, but now he's entering back into the wormhole, right? And his terminal velocity should be sped up, right? And he's at maximum speed of what he can go. He's burning up, coming through the atmosphere.
That makes no sense to me, because if you're like an asteroid comes through the atmosphere, it burns up, and when it hits the ground, it's not even the same size as when it first came into the atmosphere.
That's
So-
correct.
So if you're a duck and you come in from outer space, you should look like a featherless chicken, honestly.
All right, so if you're coming through space like a duck, right, and you're coming through the atmosphere, all right, this movie should have been ended right here and there, all right, because this should have been called Dinner of Howard the Duck, because he would have been like a Thanksgiving turkey, right, on your plate, and he's steaming and ready to eat. But maybe there's a scientific method behind this, but let's find out.
Across the sea of stars lies another world, a world almost exactly like ours. This is where he lives. He's 27 years old, single but searching. Favorite sports, windsurfing and Aikido. Favorite pastimes, cigars and sex. He has everything except fulfillment. And then one night, it happens.
Hey, good buddy, are you home?
He has a very sudden midlife crisis. He lands in Cleveland.
You do know why you were sent to me?
Listen to me, small visitor. I can explain how you got here.
Maybe you're here for some greater purpose, some cosmic cause.
Here, he's forced to reassess his career goals,
You went to med school?
to explore new relationships, to redefine his self-image,
I'm sorry, we don't allow pets on the premises.
to adjust to a changing lifestyle, until he discovers just who he really is.
Oh, no.
A duck in big trouble.
That's a duck, man.
Howard the Duck, trapped in a world he never made.
Who has feathers, smokes a cigar, and carries the fate of the world on his shoulders? His name is Howard the Duck, and he's the lead in the new movie produced by Star Wars creator George Lucas and directed by Willard Huyck.
Howard is a superhero.
He's a little guy. He's a stranger in a strange land.
He's quackers. He's nuts. He's nuts. I love him. What a guy.
The real Howard was zapped from his home planet to Earth. He thought his incredible adventure would make an exciting film.
He just wrote us a fan letter and asked that essentially we listen to his story because he thought it was pretty amazing.
But it's the first film that actually we have cast with a creature from another world.
The screen's newest superhero is elusive off camera, but his co-stars had plenty to say about Howard.
I just think he's really cool, and sometimes his feathers go up on his head like that, and I just get the chills all over when I see that.
Let's put it this way, all the girls love him.
He's a real sexy duck.
It's hard to keep Leah off of him.
Howard is a force to be reckoned with. Whether he's fighting evil or making movie history, this duck is here to stay.
Howard is going to be a major trendsetter, probably bigger than Madonna.
He's a tough little duck. I've never met a tougher duck.
No
He's our leader.
Alright guys, we just got done watching Howard the Duck. I will tell you this. I've watched this movie a dozen times or more and it never gets old for me. What did you think about it?
This is my first time watching it, and honestly, like, there's a few parts at the beginning I was a little iffy about, but other than that, it was pretty good. Like, I think one of my favorite parts was when he was in the plane with the dude, and they were running from the cops, and they crashed, and, you know, like, probably killed several cops, too, just saying, because, you know, several cops' cars got tilted upside down, and some went into the water, and, you know, and you don't know where those cops went. They could have died, you know? That's kind of messed up, don't you think? I don't know.
Well, that's the brilliance of movie magic, is that, you know, the cops were harmed in the making of this movie, so we can just only assume that they got out with minor scrapes and bruises.
Yeah, but other than that, honestly, I like the movie. My honest review is thumbs up. I give it a thumbs up.
A thumbs up. Well, here at Slays Productions, we don't do thumbs up and thumbs down. We do fucks. So that thing gets 1 fuck out of 10. That's good. Because if it was 10 out of 10, it would fucking suck. So, actually, I'd have to say, well, no, we have to give it 1 because there are some flaws in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we just keep it at 1 fuck. And, alright, well, you heard it here, folks. Young generation likes the old generation movies. So, I would strongly suggest you guys check it out. And, until next time, we'll see you again, motherfuckers.
What do you let it lick you like that for? Gross. Yeah. Your bird's going down. You know what they say? You're out of luck until you've gone duck.